Yo, what's going on, everybody? We just letting the audience build up. You guys just take your time, pull up, have a second, have a seat. We'll get right to the show in just a minute. Hang tight with us.
That's kind of how you deal with it.
I hope he gets drafted by the Bears, given a chance to develop. I want us to have a real QB.
Nobody talk to me about
for a change, man. We all do, man. It looks like this kid might be it, man. It looks like he really might be the one.
Staying after and or just treating people well.
It's definitely his team to lose.
Kind of how I go about
it's definitely be his team to lose.
That's kind of how you deal with it.
I hope he gets drafted by the Bears, given a chance to develop. I want us to have a real QB.
Nobody talk to me about
for a change, man. We all do, man. It looks like this kid might be it, man. It looks like he really might be the one.
Staying after and or just treating people well.
It's definitely his team to lose.
Kind of how I go about
it's definitely be his team to lose.
That's kind of.
What's going on, everybody? We just building up the audience, people. So sit back, enjoy the pregame show, the pre-show with the intro videos. We're gonna get to the show in just a second. We got some special guests with us tonight too.
Few players made as big of a mark on college football over the past 3 seasons as Caleb Williams.
Williams fooled me, fooled the defense, kept it.
He's great at keeping defenses guessing, but his future team has all but eliminated the guesswork on who they'll take with the #1 pick. This episode of Top Prospects is presented by Robert Half. Williams unseeded Spencer Rattler as a true freshman for Oklahoma back in 2021, leading the Sooners to a 55-48 win over Texas and his first extended action and letting the college football world know it was his time.
Touchdown! Are you kidding me? What a play!
Caleb's path took him to USC in 2022, where he put together a season for the ages and winning the Heisman Trophy decisively after throwing for over 4,500 yards and 42 touchdown passes to go along with another 10 scores as a runner. But more than the numbers, it was the skill set that Williams displayed that has had the NFL world waiting on his arrival. Williams showed the ability to drop a throw in the bucket down the field on one play and then perform Houdini-like magic in navigating the pocket to extend the next play. His ability to make the extraordinary look ordinary has made him weekly must-see television during his college career, something that will extend into his NFL career as well. And while the 2024 NFL draft class has depth at the top, Williams separated himself from the pack and has put himself in position to be the centerpiece of the Bears franchise for a long time. Let's dive into part of what makes Williams so special as a prospect, including his creativity and playmaking on the run, plus his arm strength. All right, we've got 5 plays here from Caleb Williams to help dive into that creativity, playmaking on the run, and also arm strength. Some of these plays have multiple angles. We're going to begin with a play against Nevada that if you're watching it, you're probably thinking up until the very end, looks pretty darn ordinary. Keep this angle right here in mind. Imagine some.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is G Walker, one half of the CNG Podcast.
And I'm CJ, the other half of the CNG Podcast.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's the CNG Podcast. And one half of the CNG Podcast, G Walker. And I got my dog with me.
What's up, everybody? I'm CJ, the other half of the CNG Podcast.
Man, CJ, how you feeling about last week's win, man, before we get into this game and we bring our special guest on with us? How you feeling about this game tonight?
It's going to have to be a defensive game. You know, we're going to have to do the same thing we did last week. But the offensive line is going to have to step up for the Bears. They can't play the way they played last week. They're going to have to step up.
I totally agree. I'm gonna bring on right now, Andy. You can turn your camera on right now. We got Chicago Clarence right here.
How you doing, guys?
Andy, him and Andy are from the Bears Den Podcast, guys. Man. It's good to have you guys on the show, man.
Glad to be here.
Yes, thank you for the invite.
Man, no problem, bro. It's good to see you guys, man. It's nice to have the network going on, and Bears fans talking real football, being honest, not being biased. You know what I'm saying? We pride ourselves on being transparent, and I see you guys do that too. So we're going to work very well together during the season. So, how did y'all feel about last week's win? Just to get that out of the air, like a win is a win. So, Andy, I'm gonna start with you. How did you feel overall?
I definitely feel like we stole one, but a win is a win. I mean, I didn't feel good about it because our offensive line was trash and our offense didn't look well at all. It's never a good day when your defense outscores your offense. I mean, you can't win like that. It's not sustainable. But a win is a win, and here we are against the Texans tonight.
Clarence, how you feel about last week's win, man?
If there's any team in the NFL that knows how to win with defense, it's the Chicago Bears. The disappointing thing was this was supposed to be a different chapter with us. We were supposed to start being able to put points on the board. We weren't able to do that for various reasons. I'm excited to see what we do tonight, though.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what we're going to do tonight, man. It's just that my expectations of this game is that, it was week 1. Caleb Williams seemed to be a little bit nervous. He had some jitters going on. You know what I mean? But at the same time, he's a rookie. He never played against the speed of the NFL. Guys that's 350 pounds that can run a 4.9 or a 5.1, stuff like that. So that was his first time actually seeing, actual NFL players up close and personal. He has to understand he got to get that ball out quicker, and his offense has to be on point for us to even have a chance against a team like the Houston Texans tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right. So without any further ado, let's get to these keys of the game. So, CJ, I'm gonna start with you, man. This one right here. How important is it? And I'm gonna go around. How important is it to keep?
I mean, it's very important. You got to keep you got to contain CJ Stroud, man. You got to contain him. He can get hot quickly. You have to keep him off the field.
Yeah,
You definitely have to do that. The defense is really going to have to step up tonight.
Right. Yeah, the defense did their thing. So Chicago Clarence, CJ Stroud, man. What do we have to do to contain him, man?
Well, you contain a good quarterback by keeping him off the field. You have to run the ball and sustain drives, extend drives. And we have got to make a commitment to the run. That's the only way we're going to be able to contain him. This is probably going to be the most explosive offense that we're going to see the whole season. The wide receivers that they have on that side of the ball are explosive, they're experienced, and they're very dangerous in space. So the best thing for us is to keep them sitting on the bench, and we got to keep the ball. We got to extend drives by running the ball.
And I agree. And so, with that being said, Andy, and welcome to the show, Alan. That's our other guy, Alan, OG Alan. So, what makes CJ Stroud so dangerous, Andy? Like, what do we have to do, man? What is he so dangerous that he could just destroy you, man? How do you feel about him?
He's mobile, he's athletic, he's big, he's fast. He delivers the ball with accuracy and precision, and he has a grasp of this offense, which is huge. He understands the offense, and he can go out there and execute, and that's huge. And like Clarence said, if we keep him off the field and our offense sustaining drives, we should be fine. But we cannot play the way we did last week on offense, or we're going to be in trouble.
And I totally agree. Alan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound great. So I'm asking everybody, CJ Stroud, man, we have to keep him off the field. I feel like that's one of the keys to the game. What do you think is going to be the most effective thing that the Chicago Bears can do from a defensive standpoint to disrupt him in his offense tonight? What do you think that the Bears have to do to keep him off the field?
Mix up his looks and coverage. I think you can't sit in like the cover 2 all day. Sometimes you got to mix it up with man and a little bit of cover 3. You got to take away because he's one of the quarterbacks like to push the ball down the field. So you got to kind of make him throw to the places you want him to throw, like the flats or soft middle. So things like that, that's what I would focus on if I was Flukes and getting to the quarterback. But Stroud is one of the quarterbacks you can't blitz all the time. So he picks up things real fast. So you're going to have to keep your coverage kind of formed. So you're going to have to stay in front of guys. So I don't see a lot of I don't see a lot of zone today. I see a lot of man coverage because you got, he's got good three or four good receivers and a tight end. I'm not sure if the Schultz is playing tonight, but they got good 4 route runners that can give you a little trouble.
Gotcha. All right, we're gonna get into some comments right here. We got Nadia right here saying hi, guys. We got Craig in the building. What up, Craig? What's up, bro? Hey, it's Sunday night, bro. I'm looking for not a repeat of our offense tonight, man. I don't even know if we're gonna win this game, but at the same time, I just want better, clean football from them. Bear down. Nadia again. we got Craig right here saying he said, please, baby G's, let our offensive line play good tonight, man. We're gonna talk about that in a minute too after we get done with this. We got Lucas right here saying bear down. Craig said he has agreed with CJ. We got a newcomer right here saying her name is Pam. How you doing, Pam? Shantae Director is live now. Yeah, somebody must have been waiting for us to go live. So yeah, those are the comments. Keep the comments coming. Keep the questions coming. That extends the show. We're not one of the podcasts where we like to always talk, get our points across. We want to talk to the actual fan base. So bring your comments, bring your thoughts, bring your concerns. So the second thing I think that's important, I'm going to speak on this, is control the clock. This is not JV no more, man. This is not freshman basketball no more. This is big-time football, man. And the clock is very important to manage. So Eberflus and Shane Walders are going to have to manage this clock to pretty much maximize us winning this game tonight. If we don't manage the clock, don't manage timeouts, anything like that, we can lose this game just based off not managing the clock. So, Alan, how do you feel about Eberflus and all these guys managing the clock tonight? How important is that for us to win?
Well, you know what I like? I like running the football and time management. I feel like we can keep guys off the field that way. I don't want to see CJ Stroud with 35-plus minutes tonight. I kind of want to see us with 35-plus minutes. Now, I want us to control the game, but the only way we can do that is by blocking up front, getting guys off and moving guys out as far as the running game. So we got to run the football tonight to kind of control the clock. So if we focus on Swift, and I think, is Johnson playing tonight? Do we got a report? If Johnson is playing tonight, those are the things we need to focus on, man. We got 3 good running backs, Khalil Herbert. Man, we should be able to pound the football, and that's going to work in our favor.
And I agree. So Andy, in controlling the clock, that's so important. So how you feel about managing the clock tonight, man? This is one of those games, bro.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Tennessee. Last week, Tennessee had the ball almost 10 minutes more than us, about 10 more snaps than us. That's not good. I mean, we just got to run the ball, control the clock, and we got to run the ball to set up play action. Like last week, you could tell Tennessee did not respect our run. They pretty much laughed at us. They told us they did not respect our run because every time we ran play action, they followed the quarterback. They didn't follow the halfback. So we need to establish the run to set up play action.
Oh, Clarence, that clock, man. How important do you think that's going to be between us winning the game and losing the game tonight? How important is it?
Well, that clock has got to be important, like we said, and in order to do that, we have got to establish the run. I want to see us make a concerted effort to do that. But like Andy said, Tennessee didn't respect it because they know they got a rookie quarterback back there, so they jammed the line, and we're going to have to make them pay. Get some one-on-one matchups. Keenan Allen, is Keenan Allen playing tonight?
I don't think so.
Word.
He still listed his game. He still listed his game time.
I think Doomsday is playing, but he's going to have to make him pay. When we get one-on-one matchups, he's got to take advantage of that. And then from that on, we can lean on our run game. But, the key is the offensive line. I keep saying that because that's just how important it is. The offensive line has got to help. They have got to run block better than they did last week. They have got to pass block better than they did last week. Everything starts up front.
Everything starts up front. CJ, and I agree with that. We're going to talk about running the ball in a second. So, CJ, maintaining clock possession. That could be like an extra defensive back or extra linebacker. We have to play the clock, man. We have to manage the game. So, see, how do you feel? Would that tip us a win? You know what I mean?
I have to agree with Chicago Clarence. The offensive line has to be on point. That's just going to control the clock. If the offensive line is on point tonight, and if they can control the clock, I think the Bears have a good enough chance to get this running game going. The running game got to get it going tonight. It has to.
Right. I agree. All right, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna talk about that guy, that defensive rookie of the year, and I think it's how important, Andy, is it important to contain Will Anderson, man? How important is it? Because I know they got Danielle Hunter over there, but we can't give them everything. We can't just we have to take something away, correct?
Yeah, and I expect the Texans to twist and stunt Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson all night long, to loop them around and go up the A-gaps like we saw Tennessee do a few times. I expect them to twist them a lot tonight and try to go up the A-gaps. And we got to do something to seal that middle. So, I expect every team to copy what they saw against Tennessee and just jam the middle till we show we can contain the middle. And we haven't shown it yet, so I expect them to be coming up the middle more than the edge tonight, honestly.
Right. So, Clarence, man, containing Will Anderson, man, we cannot just let him dominate a game, bro. Not on national stage. How you feel about him, man?
Well, actually, and what I was hoping for is that we place a tight end on the line to help block and actually help run block as well. We got to run the ball at him and wear him out. The key to taking advantage of aggressive defensive ends is running double reverses, running inside handoffs, and running the ball directly at him. We put a tight end on there as an extra offensive lineman, and we go straight at him.
Man, I love that, man. Well said, Clarence. Alan, man, how you feel about? What's your thought? How do we stop Will Anderson, man, on the national stage tonight, bro? We gotta put him in a box, bro. How do you feel we got to stop him?
Hey, man, we're gonna have to chip him, man. I think this is a game where we use blasting game as kind of a blocker. Sometimes, like inside the line of scrimmage, Roshan. That's why I asked earlier about Roshan. Them type of guys right there can kind of keep him muzzled a little bit. And like Andy said, the inside stunts and things like that. Shelton had a hard time last week. He kept leaving the A gap. Man, I ain't never seen too many centers. Man, he was all over the place, triple teaming guys. I'm like, I don't even know who taught him that in high school, but you can't leave. That the center cannot leave. That's the quarterback sanctuary is the center, man. You got to guard the A gap. So it just bounced off a little bit from Andy, but the running backs got to be stiff tonight. And then we're gonna see a lot of Marcellus Lewis tonight. I think he's gonna be on them a little bit. So you might not see a lot of number 14 Everett tonight. I think you're gonna see Komet and Lewis tonight because of the blocking element of the game.
But Komet's not a good blocker. That's the thing that worries me. He does not block well.
At all. Go ahead, Clarence. You can keep on. Go ahead. Do your thing.
Yeah, I mean, using him in the running game, and the passing game just doesn't really help us because he has never been a good blocker. Even his days at Notre Dame, we didn't use him on the line because that's just, as physical specimen as he is, you would think that he would be very good at blocking, but the dude is terrible. That's why we got Mercedes Lewis. We got to use him and use Everett as a third down as a check down to help extend those drives because, like I said, we can't count on Komet to help block. If we do, we're in trouble.
So you think the offensive coordinator last week was pretty cool about not playing Komet last week? So do you think it's a scheme thing or is it something like a player, like play on the field? Do you think it's that? Or do you think it's a scheme thing?
Komet gets lost in the game too many times. You have to wonder sometimes why we paid him because he has not materialized.
Yeah, I got roasted on the group one time. Like, man, Komet didn't deserve that top 10 tight end money. But
no,
I'm gonna roll with it because he's a Bear, but that's a little too rich for my blood.
Yeah, he's got to start producing.
All right, we got one comment. What up, Sergio? Come on, Bears from Monterrey, Mexico. Shout out to you, bro, for popping in here, bro. Shout out to all the Bears fans in Mexico tonight, bro. We got a Chicago Bear fan from Monterrey, Mexico, man. We up right now, bro.
That's what's up, man. We run deep.
Yeah, we run deep, guys. International over here at CNG, man. But we're gonna talk about Clarence. I know he want to talk about that run the ball. Key to the game. So Clarence, running that ball, and I agree with you, bro. We have to, that offensive line got to establish itself. But go ahead, you got the lead.
Well, that's how you do it, man. You start off a game and you establish that run. Always, every time I look at a football game, the two keys that always stand out to me is running the ball and stopping the run. When you got the ball, you got to run the ball. When you ain't got the ball, you got to stop their run. Those two keys help you win football games. And for us, that's what we've been doing for decades. We have always been able to run the ball. It should not be no different now. That's the reason why we went out there and got Swift. And we got to keep using him. And once you can do that, it opens up your passing game. And we got the weapons finally to be able to threaten defenses. But it starts with the run.
All right, we got a comment we're going to get to. And I'm going to let Andy speak on the run game as well. What's up, Penn? View this podcast for some intelligent plays. They have to check in the CNG podcast and the Bears Den podcast. We know what we're talking about, man. We got some OGs on here, man. These guys know they football. So we appreciate the comment, Pam. Keep them coming. All right, we got another comment coming in from Shantae. She, how you doing? She said, thank you. CNG is live, man. We appreciate you guys for coming in. But keep the comments coming too. But Andy, the running the ball, man, that's the key to the game. Am I correct? So I'm gonna ask you this: who do you start tonight, man? Because is it Swift? Or it might be Swift. So who do you think is going to get the chunk? If the game gets close, who do you think will end up having the most touches tonight with running the ball, the running game?
Should be DeAndre Swift. I mean, we didn't pay him to not carry the ball and not be on the field. I mean, I don't know why we had Travis home run some of those plays last week when we were paying Swift all this money. I mean, he's our best running back by far. He looks like the real deal when he's on. When he's on and he's getting fed and he gets in rhythm, he looks like a very, very good halfback. But you can't just give him the ball once and then 20 plays later hand it off and not allow him to get in any kind of rhythm or flow. That's just not going to work. Most running backs like rhythm. They will tell you that. They like rhythm. They like to be fed.
Totally agree. Alan, we coming to you, man. I'm going to ask you the same thing. If the game is tight in the second half, well, how do you feel? Do you think it's going to be they're going to go with Herbert or stay with Swift or even go to or Roshan, or is he hurt? So who do you think is going to be the bell cow tonight if the game gets thick? Or what does Shane Waldron do? Who do you think is going to be running the ball, man?
Well, like Andy said, I hope it's Swift. But if not, I would go with Roshan because Roshan is a complete back. Like he blocks, he can run, he can catch. Now, granted, Swift can do all that, but the blocking element, that's important, man, dealing with a rookie quarterback, man. You got to have a guy that don't mind stepping up in there and taking on a linebacker or an end. You know, you got to have some guys that's parachute guys. They're about their business. So I'm cool with Swift, but I think, man, if it come down to it, man, Roshan Johnson is one of them guys you can depend on when it comes down to like fourth quarter yardage, because he's a grinder. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I like about Roshan.
All right. So CJ, the run game. How do you feel about the dog tonight? CJ, can you hear me?
That Bears offense going. You know, the offensive line got to do their job, but that run game got to get it going.
Right.
And that's the only way I can see the Bears offense clicking.
All right. So the next part, we got like two more that we're gonna get to some other stuff. I got other different overlays we're gonna talk to, man. We want to take too much of your time. I know you guys probably want to get your beverages ready and stuff like that. So we got to finish our drives, man. We have to finish drives. We can't come out of this game with 3 points. We have to score touchdown. So Allen, finishing the drive, how do you feel about that being another key to the game, us to win, man? Finishing drives.
Yeah, we got to go down there to Houston tonight and finish with 7. If we get inside the 30, that's the goal zone. So it's time we got to score. Because Houston is one of them teams, they're going to score. If they get inside the 20 and the 30s, they're going to put points on the board. So we can't go down there and turn the ball over. We have to be efficient as an offense. Now I feel like we have to finish drives. That's like a prerequisite because if we don't do that tonight, we're gonna get the doors blown off.
Right. So Chicago Clarence, finishing the drives, man. What I know execution is key. So what do you think? How are we going to get there tonight? What is Caleb? Whatever we got to do? How do we finish drives? Just let me know. How do we finish drive? What has to click when we get in when we're in the red zone? What got to click, man?
Well, for 2 things, we cannot shoot ourselves in the foot with penalties. That's an absolute must. We're playing on the road. Crowd noise is going to be a factor. We have got to be on it with our silent counts, and we cannot have false starts. We cannot have holding calls. Anything that's going to add yardage to our grind. And when we get into the red zone, we got to make them pay, and we got to have competent play calling. That's something that we have been harping on for years. With all the offensive coordinators that we've had, Shane Waldron didn't have a good game coming out of the gate. I want to see competent play calling. I want to see us throw the ball down the field and threaten defenses. This secondary is not all that great. We saw Richardson tear them apart last week. We have the capability to do the same thing.
Yeah, Andy. So Andy, same thing, man. Go ahead and speak on the finishing the drives, man. Well, speak on it.
Well, last week we left 12 points on the board. Keenan Allen missed a touchdown in the end zone and hit him in the hands. You got to catch that. And then was it DeAndre Carter? It was wide open down the left side, and CW missed him. I mean, plays like that, we can't have that. That's 12 points we left on the field.
Well, that was Keenan Allen too. Yeah, he threw the ball 10 yards over his head. Yeah, that was Keenan Allen. Yeah, that was running free going up the sideline. Yep.
I mean, so right there was 12 points that we left on the field. So we just have to – CW has to hit the receivers, and Keenan Allen has to catch the ball and hit them in the hands. I mean, that game could have been a lot different if we would have put those 12 points on the board instead of field goals. We wouldn't have been in that situation then in the second half, scrambling, trying to catch up and pull ahead. But again, that's about finishing drives, making plays, finishing drives.
Yeah, I agree. So, and I'm gonna speak on this, and I keep talking about this. This is gonna be our last one of this section. Then we're gonna talk about some players that got activated and things like that. Exploit the matchups, man. My expectations for Shane Waldron and Caleb Williams were more so than Shane. It's at the minimum of my expectation. It's just to exploit the matchup, man. These guys are too good. They're too veteran-y. They've been around too long for us not to be able to exploit the matchup, whether it's with DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, you know what I mean? Even Rome Odunze. I don't care. I want to see this game that he exploits matchups. I don't care if he has to pick on a corner all night with DJ Moore or pick on a safety all night with DJ Moore, Keenan Allen on the line. I do not care. Do whatever works until that defense saw you. Then they have to change their defense around to get other guys. So, Andy, who do you think he's going to exploit? Who do you think? Who is your choice? He's going to use to be a weapon tonight, exploiting the matchups, man. Because they secondary is trash. So what do you think?
I would give it to our best player, which is DJ Moore. I feel like he's our best player on offense. I feel like he should be the number one guy. We're paying him to be the number one guy, so we should go to him as often as we can. I mean, every time he seems like he gets the ball in his hands, he usually breaks a tackle and gets a few rack yards after the catch. I mean, to me, he is our best player on offense. That's who I would go to.
All right. Chicago Clarence, man, what are you thinking, man? What are you thinking when it hit 7:20 tonight or 8:20? Who do you see, like, in your mind, like, yo, he gonna get busy tonight? Shane gonna give him all opportunity to help break us in and get a double.
I think it's going to be Swift. I think that he realizes that he's going to have to run that ball. And I think Swift's ability to catch the ball coming out of the backfield, his ability to run outside and threaten defenses, and his also his ability to run between the tackles. He is a weapon. We've got to utilize him. I'm looking for him to have a big game.
Right. So, Allen, I love that. I love the comment. So, Allen, who do you think is going to be that player that Shane Waldron can use to exploit all over the field tonight? Who do you think?
Well,
1 or 2? Whoever.
Well, Chicago Clarence just hit the nail on the head. You know, I love Swift, so I'm not going to kind of piggyback on that. But I would add the tight end position. I want to see the tight end position tonight exposed, whether that's Everett or Komet. I want them to expose those linebackers in coverage and get them isolated. Because just like you said, G. Walker, you got the defense going to bracket DJ Moore. Everybody on this podcast know the ball going to DJ. So I'm pretty sure the defensive coordinator Houston knows that too. So when they start doing that, you got one-on-ones with your tight end. So let's be aggressive, feeding our tight end so that can open up, you know, the hash, and that way we can start hitting DJ and on Doomsday and other wide receivers. So we got to work that tight end matchup and expose some weaknesses.
Man, I love that. Great comment. We got a comment right here coming from Sergio. Holding. Where it go? He said holding always hurt us. Bears need to be careful with that. Yeah, because holding that kills momentum on a drive. We could probably go from 2nd and 6 to 2nd and 16. You know what I'm saying? Something crazy like that. So we have to be on point and we have to be disciplined, man. This is one of those games where the Bears offensive line have to be better. They have to be better, man, for us to have a chance of any kind of continuity. Has to be better, man. They have to be better. So, CJ, who do you think Shane Waldron might use tonight as far as exploiting the matchup that he might see something that could crack a game open?
I could see it being Swift. I could see it being him. Or I could see it being Colin Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely have to exploit the defense of the Texans.
Right.
They got to get those guys chasing them.
Right.
Not them chasing Caleb, but them chasing them.
Gotcha. All right, we're gonna get into some things like this. Update: the Bears have elevated Colin Johnson, which was a fan favorite in the preseason, to the practice squad. He's active for today's game, and I'm pretty sure the only reason why he's active is that Keenan Allen is not going to probably be playing tonight. So, Andy, who's tonight?
I mean, it's no secret we're banged up a wide receiver. That's no secret. Odunze's a game time decision. Keenan Allen's a game time decision. Valence Jones Jr., I'm looking at our is inactive tonight. We're not going to play him.
What?
I'm looking at ESPN right now, and Blasingame is inactive tonight, which kind of we were talking about. We need to help out CW up the middle, put a fullback there, and it's also Noah Sewell, Dominic Robinson are inactive. I mean, it's no surprise that we elevated Colin Johnson. It's no surprise. We're banged up a wide receiver already. Velus Jones, we all say, why is he still on this team? And now they're kind of showing you that they're losing faith in him because he's inactive tonight. So I'm not shocked. I mean, I like the kid. He's got good size on him. I mean, he made plays in the very first game, the Hall of Fame game. I mean, I like the kid. I'd say give him a chance. And he's probably going to get a chance. If Keenan plays, I wouldn't expect him to last the whole game, and Adunze may not last the whole game. So I expect him to maybe see action tonight and contribute.
Okay. So Chicago Clarence, what do you think about the fan favorite Colin Johnson? He had to get called up, but what do you think? You think he's going to have some good reps today? He's going to be productive?
Well, it all's going to depend on if Keenan Allen is able to go. Velus Jones being inactive is not a surprise. None of us should be surprised. He earned his spot on the bench.
Right.
We talked about this on our show, and I made the comment. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when Keenan Allen gets hurt and is not able to play. So being able to find Colin Johnson and him having the camp that he had the preseason, kudos for him, but this is your chance. If you want to come off the practice squad and be on the active roster, this is your opportunity to shine. If your number gets called, you better produce, because Velus Jones has opened up a spot on his roster for you going forward, because we talked about it before. His days are numbered in a Chicago Bears uniform, and this is just one step closer to him being on the street.
Man, I love that. So, Alan, what do you feel about this right here? What do you think about Colin Johnson tonight, man? How many catches do you think he get, man? You think he's going to be productive tonight? How he was in preseason? What you think?
Well, that goes on. It depends on if Keenan plays. If he's not going to play, then, hey, I can see Johnson getting about 3 or 4 catches. But one thing I liked about Johnson last year, he was good as far as blocking on the boundary. Like, he did a good job of sealing corners for running backs last year. Those long Khalil Herbert runs against Washington. Colin Johnson was one of those guys that were blowing corners off the ball. So I like, he's a big presence, like you can feel him, so
Right.
I like what he brings to the team. Like, he gives us something different, wide receiver, and he definitely gonna help us inside the 20s. That Hall of Fame game, he was kind of bullying guys, but again, those are third string corners too. So
Right.
I wish him well. Like, I kind of like Torrey too. The guy we picked up off waivers this summer. I like Torrey too,
Right.
man. I hope he gets some time eventually. He's a great route runner. He used to play for Green Bay.
CJ, how do you feel about Colin before I get to the next piece? You think he's going to be productive tonight?
I think he's going to be productive in the blocking game. I can see him definitely getting some blocks out there to get this running game going. So I definitely think he's going to be key with that. I can actually see him getting a couple catches. So this hopefully he's productive tonight.
Right. Hold on. All right, we're going to the next piece. We're going to get to the next piece right here. Let's talk about this. We're going to talk about this right here, and I'm going to read. It says, Shane Waldron admits he can do a better job at help get the offense in a better rhythm. As for the personnel question, he said the personnel appearance didn't really play out the way we hoped, but took responsibility for getting the reps balanced out this week. So, Alan, what do you think about this statement that, he said he can do pretty much a better job of getting the offensive rhythm and all that type of stuff, man? Like, do you think that the game one was just game one, or do you think, like, what he said was on point, he took accountability?
Well, I think the old boxing analogy, he got hit in the mouth. I just think he got hit, and, everything just changed after that first series like that. You notice that your center can't hold the A gaps, and, now you got to go against what you scripted. Our offensive coordinators got 15 plays they script. That first quarter, a lot of times he scripted. But he had to jump off script because, the offensive line was not holding their end of the deal. So now as a coordinator, now you regrouping, you pulling things from heaven, so I'm gonna give him, a little bit of grace and a little bit of timing, but focus on Caleb getting easy throws to the flats, get a rhythm. Those are the things I want him to work on, man. Just get Caleb 5 easy, some easy ones, to take care of that rhythm part. Then after that, he can start working the chains.
Statement, what do you think off the gate, man? Just your thoughts, man. Give me your thoughts. Clarence, just give me your thoughts on this statement. What you think, just in general?
Well, tell us something that we don't already know. Now, I'm going to change it up a little bit and give him a little bit of grace, because you're right. When your offensive line is not holding their blocks, when they're missing their time. I mean, if you go back and you look at some of the film, I was able to look at the coach's view, and our center got worked.
Yeah, man.
I mean, he got absolutely worked, and nothing wrecks a play call more than your offensive lineman just getting manhandled. And there were some times where he didn't even know his assignment. And I asked, how in God's name do you go through 5 weeks of preseason like we did, because we played the Hall of Fame game, and practice every week, and you come out in the first game and you don't know your assignment? I mean, and you're playing at home. So there's no excuse for that. So in that case, I think that he does deserve some grace with that. There was some play calls that maybe become unglued. The tight end screen on 3rd and long was asinine. Not letting Swift get in a rhythm, keep subbing the running backs in and out. So yeah, there's some accountability that he must take, but also you're responsible for the offense, and there's some people who need to be sit down. And that center is one of them. And now with Bates getting hurt, we got to put Davis back in there. So it's on him to get these guys playing.
Well said, man. Andy, what do you think about when you see this? I'm pretty sure you read it. So what's your thoughts on this? And what do you think?
Well, at least as a man, he owns up to it. I think the biggest problem was we went down 17-0. That forced us to change our script, go off script, and ad lib, and he had to adjust on the fly. And then I don't think I'm sure they didn't game plan for their offensive line to be that much of a problem child, that trash. And like Chicago Clarence said, the offensive line, if we can't block anybody, that just wrecks the play call. It doesn't really matter what you call the play, it's just going to be wrecked if they're in the backfield the whole game. It's just nothing's really going to work, and that's pretty much what it was. And Caleb Williams, he wasn't accurate at times. He missed open passes. We all saw it. That doesn't help, but getting down 17-0 probably changed the script, and he had to adjust on the fly. And then the offensive line being trash, that definitely never ever helps. So yeah, it was a rough first week for him, but like I said, we got the W somehow.
You got the W. CJ, what do you think about Shane Waldron's comment right here before I get to the next piece? CJ.
The fact that I don't think that he was prepared for that last game, that is concerning. Hopefully he has the guys prepared tonight. The offense and make running the offensive plays, but Caleb did miss a lot of throws, missed a lot of plays out there. So the players gotta be more prepared, I think, than any day. Hopefully they are. But hey, he's owning up to his mistakes. I mean, you can respect that. And hopefully those same mistakes are not repeated for tonight's game.
Right.
So
right. I agree. I totally agree. 1,000%, man. All right, but let's get to the next piece right here. This guy right here. This was Darrell Taylor's debut at Chicago Bear, man. This is his grade. 78.6 PFF grade, 3 pressures, 2 sacks, 2 run stops. I can't see that bottom part right there, but how do y'all feel about Ryan Poles might have found another gem, another pass rusher already? So Chicago playing, what do you think about his play? Do you expect him to be just as good? Was it a fluke? You know what I mean? How do you think he's going to play tonight? Because this was amazing, man.
Well, I hope he plays just as well, because we're going to need somebody to help Montez Sweat get to the quarterback. And it's going to be even more apparent tonight than it was last week going against Will Levis. They got a bona fide flamethrower back there tonight for Houston and CJ Stroud. So I think that this was a hidden gem that Ryan Poles picked up. Kudos to him. I was surprised how well he held up against the run because if you look at Pollard was running to the left side. Taylor's on the right side. So that wasn't even his gap that Pollard kept exploiting last week. So, and we all know that that's his weakness. So I would like to see more from what we got from him, especially with Sewell being out now. This guy can step in. I want to see more. I mean, you didn't put it up there, but I want to see more from Booker. I want Booker to come in and help and help with that pass rush. I was excited to see what he did in preseason. I want to see more from him tonight.
Go ahead, Alan. What do you think? And we can speak on that, man. We got a few more minutes, man. Y'all go ahead and do y'all thing. What do you think about Taylor overall, Alan?
But what I like about Darrell Taylor, man, he hunts, man. That kid, man, I watched him on a replay of the game. His motor runs hot. Like,
Yeah, all game long.
Booker motor runs hot too. The only thing is you got Walker. Walker, we paying him, so he's got to play. You know how that works, man. That unfortunately,
right,
Walker's probably our weakest link. And Booker should be getting more time over Walker, but that's just me talking. I'm not paying him. But Taylor's legit, man. He's a legit pass rusher. And when he's with Sweat, he got even better. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to chip Sweat. And so with Larry Tunsil tonight, I feel like Sweat should stay on him the whole game. That way we can exploit the right tackle. So we can come after him, blitzing and stunting. Because if you notice anything about what Washington was doing last week, he was moving Sweat inside, outside. He was getting them up and down the line of scrimmage, which I kind of like. I like when we moving guys around. So we need to exploit. And Darrell Taylor is one of them guys. He's a hunter. So that was a good job by Poles picking him up late.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for Andy, what do you think about Taylor so far in his debut? Then, do you think he's going to pretty much perform to this standard again tonight?
For a 6th round, we gave up a 6th rounder for him, so I think he's already paid his bill. I mean, he helped us win that game. I don't know if we would have won that game without that strip sack as well. I mean, he's better than I thought he was going to be. When I looked at him in Seattle and looked up his stats, I'm like, this could be one of those sneaky good steals that Ryan Poles likes to do, like he did our Carolina Panthers here in Charlotte. And Clarence knows what I'm talking about. Steal. He likes to steal, and he stole. I feel like he stole this guy for 6th rounder. I would make that deal again all day long. Sign me up for that.
Sign me up.
CJ, what do you think about Taylor tonight, man? You think he's going to do the same thing?
I hope so. I mean, he's explosive. He's very, very expensive. Yeah, he's wearing that 52. We had an explosive linebacker last time that number was worn.
Right.
So hey, he's doing right by it.
Right.
There's something about that 52, CJ. There's something about it, man.
Yeah, and my thoughts on him tonight, man, I think he's going to pretty much be what he did. Long as he's disruptive, I'm fine. You know what I mean? If we can get a sack, we can get more pressures, we can get more run stops. I'm here for all of that, man. Just show up. Don't be a flash in the pan. We're supposed to be a team that's coming with expectations of winning more games and maybe getting the division, going to the playoffs. Don't be a flash in the pan, bro. Continue to dominate. Continue to put pressure on the quarterback. Continue to get in the backfield. Get those sacks, because those opportunities are going to be there all night, man. Billings has been playing better. Dexter even played better. I wish I would have put up Dexter's his stats. He ended up actually having a real good game, and I've been tough on him because I don't know if he's going to be that cornerstone piece in the middle of the line, but he had a really good game according to his grades. But I want to see Taylor be pretty much what he was the first game. You know what I mean? But at the same time, just continue, man. Do not be a flash in the pan, bro. Attack, 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 attack. But I want to talk about something that I want to talk about this right here, man. I don't know if I'm sold on him playing tonight, man. Like when I saw this and I saw he might play and he healed like in 24 hours, I wasn't really feeling it because one, when we're going to get to the score predictions, I don't know if we're going to win this game. I'm going to be honest. So I didn't want him out there because this is really a tough opponent tonight. So I figured why we going to put him out there, I'm personally thinking we're not probably going to win this game. So, CJ, what do you feel about him being out again? Do you think this was his decision, the doctors? How do you feel about Rome Odunze playing tonight, even though he hurt his MCL? What do you think, CJ?
I'm against it, because I think he needs to be out, from when he's completely healed up. I don't want him rushing himself because we're gonna need him for the season. We're gonna need him, and him rushing himself out there, I'm just against it. Especially him having a sprained MCL, that can go horribly wrong.
Right.
And you definitely don't want to. He's definitely a talented player. You definitely don't want him getting hurt out there. But I'm pretty much against it.
Go ahead, C. Sorry, my bad.
No, I'm saying I'm pretty much against it, man. I don't like the fact that he's coming back in this game. I think he needs to sit out until he's healthy.
You feel when you saw this, man? I wasn't encouraged just because of the opponent we playing. This is not a division game. This team actually might be better than us. So how do you feel, man, about him playing tonight, Allen?
I don't want him to play either, man. I feel like he's too precious, man, as far as and I hate to use that with grown men, but he's important,
Right.
I think we should wait a couple of weeks, man. I don't think he should play tonight. Tyler Scott, you got Colin Johnson, you got DJ, you got your two tight ends. I feel like that can help us enough in the pass game. I think, man, take one bad cut, one bad, come back to the quarterback, some quick twitch movement. Next thing you know, he might be done for the year. So we just got to be careful, especially at that position. He's always moving. That's like a athletic position. Running back, wide receiver, those skill positions, man, you got to be careful with the knees, man.
I agree, man. I don't know. Andy, how did you feel about this, man? How did you feel about he might play tonight off the MCL sprain?
I agree with all you guys. I would not play him regardless of what feedback he gives me. If I was the head coach, I would not play him. We need him for the long haul. This is only the second game of the season. We have 15 more to go. I want him for the long haul. I would not play him tonight.
How you feel about it, Clarence? How you feeling, man?
I'm gonna go with the guys. I mean, I don't understand why we would risk it. Maybe they're just leaving it up to him to see how he feels. I know he's a young guy, and they tend to bounce back. But when you start talking about MCL sprains and strains, the next thing you know, you mess around and tear your ACL, and then he's out for the year, and part of the other year, because it takes a full calendar year to heal from an ACL tear. So I mean, it's not ideal to have two wide receiver starters out for the game, but we got Tyler Scott, we elevated Colin Johnson, we got DJ Moore, we got Everett, we got Komet. Plenty of people to throw the ball to. We can throw the ball to Swift out of the backfield. Roshan can catch the ball out of the backfield. So plenty of people who we can put the ball in their hands and make plays without trying to risk, the 9th overall pick.
Yeah, I don't like this at all, man. And we're gonna pretty much get ready to wrap this up. The game about to come on. I don't like this, man. I'm hoping if he feels something wrong, get out the game, bro. This is week 2 of the NFL season. It's already a grind with 17 games. Like I said, I don't think we're probably gonna win this game. So to have him out there, I just think this is not smart. Like you said, Chicago, Clarence, did he make this choice? Because you have to protect the player from themselves, man. You know what I mean? Like, so this is kind of crazy. This is crazy, man. So we're gonna go around the bang one time. I'm gonna get you guys score predictions. I'm gonna get you guys as who you think is gonna be the player of the game, offense, these whoever. So I'm gonna start with CJ. CJ, what's your score and who's your player of the game?
I'm gonna say Texas. 27-24. And I'm gonna say player of the game for the Bears. I'm gonna say Taylor.
Okay. We got one player of the game for Caleb Williams. CJ's predicting the Texans to win. He's predicting Caleb Williams to go crazy. I saw I think one of the ex-Bears players on the show said Caleb was going to go for 300 yards tonight. So, Chicago Clarence, what is your score and who's your player of the game tonight?
I think the score is going to be 23-16. I think that the Bears run the ball. I think Swift's going to be the player of the game, and I'm predicting the Bears win.
Okay. Bears win. Alan, what you got? Who do you think is going to be the player of the game, and what's your score?
I think the Bears are gonna win, man. I think it's gonna be a score. It's gonna be 24-21, a late field goal. I think we got to put it in Santos' hands. And my player of the game, the punter, Torrey Taylor, if I'm saying his name right. He's got to flip the field tonight,
crocodile
man.
punter. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
All right. Andy, who you got for player of the game, and what's the score, big dog?
I'm gonna give player of the game to Montez Sweat, but I think the Texans are gonna win tonight. I think it might be something like 31-20. It's a tall order to seal up the middle of the line in 1 week, to seal up our problems in 1 week. And I think we'll probably get exposed for a couple more weeks until we get it sealed up. So I think the Texans will exploit it with their edges, and I think the Texans will win tonight.
All right. I'm going to give y'all my player of the game, and I'm going to go back to Caleb Williams, man. I think he bounces back. I think he actually get the jitters out. I think he's going to be more on time. I think he's going to be more on schedule. I think it was the first game that he saw, guys everybody's good in NFL. The elite of the elite is in the NFL. This isn't college where you're playing against some kids who got a scholarship and, one guy on all these teams make it to the NFL. No, everybody's elite, bro. Everybody's elite at their position, man. They're starters. So I think he's going to get the jitters out. And you know what, man? I'm feeling my boys, man. I'm feeling Chicago Clarence, and I'm feeling Allen, man. I was going to say the Bears are going to lose, but I got the Bears winning, man. 21-14. I think this defense clamps up, and I think Caleb Williams has a game. I think he doesn't throw those. I don't think he misses as many passes as he missed that first game. And I think this defense is going to show up, man. I think JJ is going to have a great game, and I think Tyreek Stevens is going to have another good game. He was the defensive player of the week. And I think that that defensive line is going to be good today, man. I just think that we score early, we stay disciplined, offensive line plays better. They run the ball early, and we get 2nd and 3s and 2nd and 2s and 3rd and 1s, and we keep these guys off the field. We control the clock, contain Will Anderson, run the ball, finish drives, exploit the matchups. Chicago Bears will win 21-14. We shocked the world Sunday night. So we out of here, man. So, guys, go ahead and tell everybody where y'all from, man. Tell them where to follow y'all at. Andy?
Well, you can find us on the Bears Den podcast. We do it every week on Tuesdays at 7:15. Find us on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. We on all social media platforms. And you guys have came on. Lucky to thank you for having us on tonight, and we look forward to having you on again.
And we appreciate. Andy, you got any other final words, Andy?
No, I just me and Clarence both hail from Charlotte, North Carolina. And you again check us out on the Bears Den podcast, and hopefully we get the W tonight. Bear down. And thank you for having us on.
The Bears Den podcast on Facebook, on YouTube, on X. These guys are great, man. We got Chicago Bears fans everywhere. These guys are in Charlotte, North Carolina, representing down there in the dirty South, man. We'll see you guys later. Peace. Alan, what's your final words before you get out of here, big dog?
Our final words, man. I'm Alan from the Bears Fan Club, working with my big guys, G Walker and CJ. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Twitter and Facebook, man. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, we appreciate.
You too, man.
She said it. She says the game is started. Yeah, Pam, we about to get out of here. We appreciate your comments. We hope you like and follow the CNG podcast on Facebook. We do this. Give you a pregame show Most of the time we do a post-game show, but it's going to be late tonight, so therefore there won't be a post-game show. So please make sure you follow the CNG Podcast on Facebook. Walker,
And YouTube as
one half
well.
of the CNG Podcast. And we out, man.
Make sure you follow us on YouTube as well.